YouTube, is it fashion makes culture, or does culture inspires fashion? Plus, Shannon versus Buxby, will it stick? LeBron and Kevin Gates, and the movie Sinners. Sinners! Oh, what a way to start off a show, right? Talking about sinners. They say we all are sinners, honey. I know some of you don't think you are, but they say we all are sinners. But the difference between sinners, I think I heard somebody say this. It's a difference. You are willingly or unwillingly. I think that's what separates the ideology about sinners, right? Hello, everyone. I am Miss Tia from the Miss Tia and Robin Show. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I think it's going to be worth it. Listen, I don't know anybody I'm talking about. It's just a podcast or a conversation piece where I come in every week and talk to the people who subscribe to my channel. Thank you to the new subscribers. I appreciate it. I don't have anything to give you but my thoughts. Listen, it's not long. It's just me, a girl from the South, sometimes just really spilling the things that my father and my mother taught me. And this is how I was able to make it this far. So I come on and I share my thoughts and opinions about things I see in the news. So if this is your first time here, welcome. And this is what this is just about. So subscribe. Okay, great topics today. Everything is going on in the news. The title of the show is Fashion Make Culture, or Does Culture Inspires Fashion? We're talking about Shannon Sharp, Tony Buxby, I hope I'm saying his name right, and LeBron James and Kevin Gates in the movie Sinners. I went to see Sinners. I think it's great. I think everyone should do it. Good morning, Dee's World. Good morning. Thank you for being here. I went to see Sinners. I thought it was great. And it reminds me, I said, every one of us is sinners. But the difference is willingly or unwilling. Is that right? Listen, comment in the comment. If you think different, I would love to hear your opinion. But the title of the show is, does fashion make culture, or does culture makes fashion? My opinion, I said, I felt like culture inspires fashion. Being a hip-hop lover throughout the times, I felt like being in this culture, black culture. We're very unique people, and whatever we put our staple and our stamp on, we really just magnify it. We make it bigger. We make it look good. It reminds me of the times, I'm an 80s baby, so I can just remember those specific areas, but I remember my mom would wear the afros, the bell bottoms, and just the different things. I was inspired today. I put on my old school vintage track suit, right? So I was trying to play into the theme today. I did the track suit. But the reason, I didn't mean to do that. Did I do something wrong? I think I did. Listen, this is what inspired me about this topic today. Y'all know, once again, my brother, Kendrick Lamar, gotta shout him out. This is a Kendrick Lamar channel. He inspired me. You know, he got the cover of the Chanel. He is the ambassador of the moment right now for Chanel. Let me tell you something. Just look at this picture right now. Let me bring this down. Let me bring this down. Right now, look at the bro. The bro make them Chanel glasses look like, I got to go buy them. I got to buy those. That's how being from our culture, how powerful, how we could make things just look great. So this is why I came with, I think culture inspires fashion. I think the fashion industry look out amongst the culture and they are inspired about what they would go back to the table to make. It reminds me of, let me see if I can find another picture, choose a different picture. It reminds me of when we was growing up during the salt and pepper era, right? Like, listen, salt and pepper, I was a kid, but I remember this moment when salt and pepper did the hair on the side. Do y'all remember this? And they had the toboggans on. Listen, we were from the South, so we weren't so big on the toboggans, but that was most of a North type of thing. But then the African print with the big double up coats, you know, the big coats with the leggings. What? Back in those days, having the leggings, the biking shorts, what we called them, we actually made that stuff look good. And we, to be honest with you, we really made people want to do that, right? You made people want to go and buy it when they put it on the influencers of that time, right? Here's another one. I love this. D said, yes, I wanted the earrings. Yes, right? They used to call them the door knockers, right? These were, you're right. As we was coming along, as fashion was inspiring, culture was inspiring fashion as they was looking out into the world. You got your Cardi B's now. You remember when Lil' Kim, she oozed with sex. Queen Latifah, look at Queen Latifah in this picture. In that moment, she was really speaking from that point of view, like I'm a queen, I'm from the queendom, I'm an African, and blah blah blah. So fashion advanced, and to me, I felt like the culture inspired fashion. Look at this. This was recently Dolce. Back in those days when my mama was coming up, this look to me, this is a vintage look to me. When Dolce just did this in this magazine, to me this was a vintage look. But look how powerful Dolce, the culture is, laying against this fashion, and it makes it exudes. It makes it bigger than it really is. So this is how I feel like, once again, culture inspires fashion. I didn't want to show this, but it's only right that I come in here and show this. Big Bird, right? This was recently. This was Young Thug. But I wanted to try to show how culture inspires the fashion, how he makes this look like you would want to buy it. And looking through the comments of this video, of his interview he just did recently, a lot of people was in the comments like, I want to buy that. So just because of his influence and the culture, it make you want to go out and buy it. Now listen, I don't want to look like Big Bird, but you know, you have people who want to do that. This is how powerful the culture is. But once again, another picture. Remember when Run DMC did this? They inspired the shoe, the Adidas. When they put it on, it made it bigger. So once again, culture inspires fashion. The gold chain, which that was of old, but how powerful when we get in and behind these things, we push it and inspire it. So I think people in the fashion industry knows how powerful. Okay, let me cancel this. How do I cancel this? I think they know how powerful the culture is to this industry, this part of the industry. So I wanted to bring that and to talk about Kendrick being the ambassador of Chanel right now, and how powerful it is with everything that's going on. I think the industry still know how to capitalize off the culture, right? Which is good. So I was so inspired. Ooh, I got one more picture. Oh my God, I like to miss this. This was another main reason that I came for this too today. Kelly Rowland just did a spread also in the magazine. And look how Kelly against this blue and this way of dressing, how she just make it look effortless. Effortless. Also, the reason why, again, I say culture inspires fashion. It can go simple as, I'm in the South. Overalls is a big thing. But the reason for the overalls is because the people worked in the fields and they knew they needed different pockets to handle different things. So once again, you get a person that goes out and they find what the people need out in the streets, and they go back into their private rooms and they invent and create what culture needs. Once again, this is Kelly. Oh my God. Effortless. Look how she make it look good. Culture inspires fashion. Recently, I don't know if you know this, Kanye West in his raid, he was speaking about how, this is good right here. He was speaking about how, this is Bobby Brown back in the day, but look how Dapper Dan, culture inspires fashion. But he was talking about how, in this rant, he was talking about how he was inquiring to Jim Jones to go out into the culture and bring him back what it looks like, so that can inspire him to go to the table and know what to make. So this is what, again, it showed me how culture inspires and influences fashion. Oh, I love it. Culture, you are powerful. Y'all remember this one? I gotta pay homage to Ice Cube. But do y'all remember this? This is how so big a Jerry curl, right? Shout out to Ice Cube for letting me use this. But I didn't get the Jerry curl. My sister and them got the Jerry curl, but I didn't get the Jerry curl. But the Jerry curl at this time was everything. And I think they have brought this Pacific style back, but now I think they call it something by angel curl. Angel, I don't know. If you know, in the comments, put it down in the thing. Put it down in the comments. But when I was coming up, it was called the Jerry curl. This was a thing. You know, naturally, our hair wasn't this silky and curly, but we did these kind of chemicals and rods, and we made this become a thing, honey. But once again, culture inspires fashion. So, man, that was my, oh, do I want to take this off? I think I'm going to take it off. So, listen, that was my thing I wanted to talk about, my main topic, about how when I was looking out this week at the different people and I saw that the fashion, the way it's moving, very inspirational. Listen, if you look out into the world, into entertainment right now, you literally have 3 or 4 avenues that's moving at the same time. You have the people that's pushing forth the industry or pushing the culture forward. You have the people who's stagnant, and you have the people who's getting caught up in the wrong part of the industry. And I love it. It's amazing how you can have 4 or 5 different highways moving at the same time, if you can see that. Recently, the movie Sinners came out. Did everyone go and see it? I seen it. I thought it was good. Ryan Coogler, I hope I'm saying his name right. California. You can hear it. It's thick in his voice. I know a lot of people can hear my southern draws very thick in my voice, but that Ryan Coogler, he talk. Woo, where you from, Compton? Cause that thing thick over there, the way he talked. But interesting, very gifted guy. I remember seeing Ryan Coogler when he did Fruitville Station. I remember him then, but to see his growth through the Black Panthers, the different movies, and now the Sinners. Oh my God, this guy is gifted. I tell you, people in our culture, oh man, we some gifted people. Where would the world be without this culture, right? I'm not one of the people that can come and do the breakdowns of the movies. I don't go that far. I just really try to pull out things that I like when I watch the movie. One of my favorite scenes of the movie is when, at the end, when he was in the 2 different worlds of, let's say, crossing over. That really touched me, because I remember when my father was passing, as he was crossing over, he would say things like, he would talk about how he see his brother. He said, I see my brother's chasing me. Now, this is what he was saying. People were saying his delusion. People would say, you're out of your mind. But to see that part of the movie makes me kind of say, people always wonder, is it an afterlife? Is it another side? So when I saw that part of the movie, that really made me chuckle up with tears, because I remember my dad saying how he was seeing his sisters and brothers as he was transitioning. And I was like, whoa. Man, it just took me back. And also, I like the scene of showing the different cultures, the Chinese culture. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't want to offend. The hip hop era, the different music, right? And over here, I talk about how powerful music is, how it can be a healer. And I think it is a part of this culture. So I love that part when it was in the juke joint and they showed the different eras of the music, the people of the different times, the clothing, oh my God, Rod Coogler did his thing with this movie. I'm trying to see another key part I loved about it. I think that it showed that we all are sinners too. You had the drunk, you had the woman who was married, but she was also doing something with someone else. Maybe considered she was an adulterer. You saw the twins; they was thugs, right? And I think I heard somebody say, but all of them had a purpose. But once again, like I was saying, sinners. It's a difference, willing or unwilling, right? Does that separate us? Who's with us being born in sin, right? That's how they say. But I love the movie, and I think somebody said a lot of people would be offended by it. But hey, you can't worry about that. You just have to let everybody have their own experience. But I would tell everybody, go and check out the movie. I think it's something that we need to see. This week, it was crazy. Let's get into the drama, honey. Shannon Sharp versus his accuser. I think, if I'm not mistaken, every day is changing. So today, Shannon Sharp, in this moment, he was accused of abuse. I don't want to get too graphic with my words because I don't know how far I can go with my words. But he was being on trial right now, or in the public trial. I think it's most about being in public view of how we feel about it, about saying he was being abusive to a young lady, which I thought it was a disgrace. The only thing that kind of bothered me with it, a lot of things bothered me about the Shannon Sharp, but one of the specific things that really made me mad, because coming up in this culture and in the South, a lot of people who looks like me, black, a lot of people died for a lie of such. So this is the only thing that made me kind of upset with Shannon Sharp, because even though we are not a monolith, this is what they say, but we are a culture that whatever each one of us do, we all appear to be a part of each other, and it affects all of us. So just as well as you don't feel like you, in this culture, you don't feel like you are responsible for all of us, but it do affects all of us. But I was so hurt because I remember my granddad. My granddad came from a real rural area. Rural. Say that right? Rural. I know my tongue be getting crazy. Where he talked about how he had to escape in the middle of the night from the Ku Klux Klan back in those days. And he probably was probably about 13, 14. And he talked about how he had to leave his family because of an issue that happened in this small town. He had to get out of town to save his life. So when you see people like Shannon Sharp, who willfully do these things that people like back in my granddad time had to escape if it was a lie, and he's willfully doing it, it makes you kind of say, sometimes I was telling black women this, I said, sometimes we can't fight for everybody. Sometimes we cannot fight for all y'all, because some of you doing stuff willfully. And I think Shannon Sharp speaks so ill of, I don't want to misquote him, but I'm going to just come out on the line. I think Shannon Sharp, who speaks so ill of older women and maybe women that's of a different race, I find I can't fight for him. I felt like he made his bed, then now he had to lay in it. So that's what I felt about the Shannon Sharp thing. I thought it was a disgrace. I thought it was. Hey, darling, how you doing this morning? I thought I'm taping this thing. I'll be through in 1 second. You here today? No? Oh, okay. You gone? Okay. Stay tight till I get off. Okay. I'm sorry. Y'all know it worked. But it was so sad to see. I think the children, the kids of today. Oh, let me get back. Get back in the right space. I think the kids of today need to go back and talk to the elders who have experienced this injustice in this area when it was concerning other races and being killed because of a lie, right? Or being mistreated because of back then you couldn't even be caught with these type of things. And I think with a lot of the people of today being gifted with money and the opportunities, they feel like they exempt from these issues. I just want to say this, and I'm going to move on because I'm not going to give Shannon Sharp no more time. These issues does not exempt you. These issues are not over. These issues still exist. You have to be careful. It reminds me of, ooh, this is good. No, I ain't going to go there. Okay. Be careful. Stop. It's not over. You still have to go through this. Relax. This is what you want to tell the young men and the women. Let's move on. Child, these people right here, honey. Hold on, let me see if I get Kevin Gates and LeBron James. Listen, I know I'm late to the party, but I just got to talk about it. Now, when you're dealing with a sinner like this, you got to stab him in the heart. That's the only way you're going to kill him. Listen, this week, Kevin Gates, I think I talked about it last week, but I can't remember. He felt like it was his job, like all of us. He felt like it was his job to get on his live, honey, and become a gossip queen. And he wanted to talk about how LeBron's wife does not look at him in an amicable way. Which I thought, to me, I felt like Kevin Gates was out of line as a man, right? And as a Muslim man, yikes. Do the Muslim community DP they people? I think Kevin Gates need a DP. Is that the right thing to say? I don't want to be offensive, but I just felt like Kevin Gates was out of line. I felt like him speaking upon another man's wife really displayed him in a ill way. If you haven't seen this, he went out on the ledge to talk about how Savannah, which is LeBron's wife, does not look at him like other race of women admire him. But it's a difference, Kevin, honey. Some women who look at LeBron look at him through an opportunist type of glass eye, or they also look at him as, a way of maybe not being good for him. So I think him judging the way Savannah, she's a wife who protects, love, and have to be quiet when she don't want to, is different compared to thoughts, honey. And I think you have to be a wife to understand that. In this society, I don't feel like wives like Savannah, my mom, and even me, honey, we don't get enough praise or accolades for who we are. Honey, we know the secrets in the bones. And we know a lot of things that because of our class, and our love for God, keyword, not you, our love for God keeps us as, these kind of women of holding the score, right? Holding our bag, right? Till the end. We'll even die with a lot of things that we know that's not right, but we protect. We're mother bears. We protect. We uplift. We pray when ain't nobody understanding or seeing or sleep, right? A real mother and a woman walks the floor at night, honey, when the man is sleeping. And our calling is to walk the floor. What they used to say back in the days in the church, they used to say something about, oh, I can't think right now, tarot. So Kevin Gates being very immature in his thinking about the role of a great woman. Disappointing. But he haven't lived enough. So do we give him a pass? And even to the women that's standing on his side, because I see recently being in this new religion that he has come upon, he's finding himself being with multiple women, which I find somebody gonna have to tell me about that, because it's very scarce to me. I don't know about that. I don't think he's mature enough to have a lot of women like that. And I think a lot of these men get behind this religion, this Muslim religion, as a cover up for them wanting to please their flesh. I'm asking LeBron. I don't think LeBron ought to crash out on this kind of sinner. But it was very disturbing to see this. What is he now? He's considered a righteous man, to have so many words that's not befitting. Listen, LeBron James got 3 enemies. So I was thinking, I said, now who could LeBron beat up? Because at this point, LeBron got to beat somebody up, right? It ain't too many people that gonna come to LeBron's job and talk crazy. Look, I'm from the hood. Now, when you come to the job, we gotta fight. We gotta fight. Now, this back center right here, the one in the back with the tattoos in his face, you gonna have to stab him in his heart. He old vampire, honey. He ain't gonna die quick. in the who this one is over here? I call him the the anchor. Now you can get away with the anchor, LeBron. Now the streamer, you may won't get no points on the streamer. The streamer. Everybody gonna be mad at you for going after the streamer. You may don't need to go after the streamer, but you can get your leg up on the anchor, because he started it all. If it weren't for him, I don't feel like everybody will try you. But because the anchor stepped out first, now you got to fight somebody. So I think Bron ought to go after the anchor. Go after the anchor, LeBron. Listen, when you come to somebody's job, be prepared to fight, honey. So you had the center, honey, the rapper. He went out and came on the floor. You know, see, look, I growed up with them kind. You got to put them down. They ain't going to stop. Let's move on. Bruh, stay on your post, honey. Don't even worry about coming down. Don't. Stay on your post. Don't worry about coming down, because they'll make you lose it all. All 3 of them. The anchor, the streamer, and the rapper. They'll make you lose everything you have died for. But listen, let's move on. Let's come to Big Bird, the black swan of the community, honey. The Black Swan Center. This is one. This is one here. This is another one. This is another one that you have to be careful, because they'll make you lose it all. You just have to laugh at them. Once again, fashion, culture, and fashion. But Young Thug recently, you guys, this what really, let me say this picture. Ooh, let me find this picture. He came out recently with this interview, because I think he's finna get ready and drop an album. And you know, everybody have to be salacious and talk about the relevancy of people who's on top now to get their self in the crowd, right? So recently, Young Thug, he came out and he talked about his album. But I think the community, the culture is very upset, because he spoke upon a lot of people's name that he shouldn't have. But listen to this. This is what really caught me last week. And I wanted to talk about this. It said Young Thug will be the next one in space. Isn't that crazy? Listen, I grew up in the real hood. And the criminals, when I grew up, when none of them going to space, when they got caught, the way Young Thug got caught up, they weren't getting rewarded with going to space. So this what makes me question even his validity of who he is in this culture. Who is he? At this point, I don't think we realize, I think we're dealing with a sinner. We're dealing with a vampire. Because who is he? Why all of a sudden, from him coming from this drastic thing of being indicted on these criminal issues and that was killing the community, and all of a sudden he getting rewarded to go to space? Listen, y'all better see who's among us. Y'all better see who amongst us. You talking about the movie Sinners? We got some vampires amongst us, honey. But anyway, he's finna go to space, which is weird. Everybody I know from the hood who got caught up in trafficking and all this stuff here, they in prison. Now, how the hell you headed to space? Who are you? Yeah. See, that's the real question. Who is these people? But anyway, y'all know he talked about our brother Kendrick. He talked about how he felt like Kendrick saying their names because he's Team Drake. Listen, I don't think anybody really care about who team you own, but I do believe that's you affecting the culture, not knowing what right team to be on. And I don't know if he's speaking this way because of maybe the money Drake gives him. And maybe, I wanted to say this about this. A lot of people was eating with Drake. So you're going to get a lot of people who's very upset and sad about their position right now. Because a lot of these people ain't going to be able to eat. They can't eat right now. Drake was they ate at his table. See, he was their source. He was their power. So now with them not being able to eat, now you're going to understand, you're going to hear some things that's going to be crazy because the food is being taken away. So he came out not knowing which team to be on or what side to be on. And to be honest with you, I felt like Young Thug, just like he dodged a question about the other young man, I felt like he should have also dodged this one. But he knew that this answer would bring him some kind of relevancy, right? Because the music that he put out, the Money on Money, it ain't it. We're not there anymore. The culture is not in the, what they said, Philippe and the hoes. We're not there anymore. We want to live, honey. We want to live. We want music to help us to thrive and live. We're not in the place where we're trying to kill anymore. So these people, they starving. They're dying. And so they pulling and fighting anything that's coming against what they're trying to do. If you go and look into those comments on the Instagram, everybody was like, no, that ain't it. We're not there anymore. China told us the Philippe watches in the purses ain't real no more, honey. So all those raps that you're rapping now, it's not real. We need reality. We need real stuff. So I think this is going to be a struggle for Young Thug. I don't believe he would be able to catch this wave. See, a lot of people don't know how to tap into this side of their life. They're scared to open these doors. Everybody laughed at Kanye West this week. But when you think about it, he was able to walk through a door that a lot of people are ashamed of. In our culture, we do have a problem with incest. If you go back and ask your grandmama and them what happened, a lot of those things you would be ashamed to hear. So to hear Kanye West go into that door, a lot of people was very offended and scared. Because with him doing that, it would make them have to open their doors. And a lot of people don't want to open their doors. Once again, I go back to one of my favorite albums by Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale. Mr. Morale is that album that making what you're hearing tonight, what you're hearing right now, is that album that making everybody go into those doors and face those issues that we bury as a culture and as a people. Woo! Yes. See, this is why a lot of people didn't like that album. Because they didn't want to open those doors. That is needed. I gotta go. Got 1 minute. But once again, I love that album. Go back and check it out. One of my favorite songs on that album is Die Hard. Every day it changes. Every day I look out and I hear people's story. I'm looking at Kanye. I was looking at YG over there. I'm looking at Beyonce's mother talking about how when she was young, the teacher told her that she may be considered on the spectrum. Listen, that's our culture. Oh, I was going to get into the Tina Knowles, but I got to go. But all of these issues that I'm seeing in the news today revert me back to those places where those doors that people don't want to open. Listen, go and check out the movie. You're going to love that. You may have to open some of those doors that you don't want to open. Okay? Listen, you guys, thank y'all so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment in the comments. Tell me what you think about it. I love you. Have a good day. Bye.